Boy, do I have a story for you today. I've waited so long for this moment. Hi, Hendy. It's because I got the oat milk out. You already know she's on it when I get the oat milk out. Like, even when I start the coffee maker, she knows that I'm gonna be putting oat milk in my coffee and that she might get a little tasty taste of the oat milk if she's lucky. Hey, that's my lens cap, don't! She's trying to play with my lens cap. Willow is on something right now, so I'm sorry if you hear her in the background being cracky. Oh, yeah, she's playing with my scrunchie now. Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. It is Keara Gabes back at it again. We are revisiting the story times from being gay in a Catholic high school. There are a lot. I don't know why this popped into my head today, but I was like, I need to tell my friends about this story because it's terrible. It's terrible, funny looking back, but scary that this person might still be teaching. Anyway, this one is revolving around one of my religion teachers in high school. We are going to call him Mr. B for the sake of this video, okay? Mr. B. It's not his real initial, so don't go looking him up. So, I went to a Catholic high school in a suburb of Toronto. So this suburb was mainly white, straight, cis, filled with soccer moms, driving minivans, that's what I always say. The town in my school was pretty like middle to upper class. Like, I feel like a lot of the people that went to this school were a bit privileged. A lot of them were white. I think we literally only had one black teacher. There was very few out queer people in my school because it wasn't the best environment for queer people to be out in. For example, here's just an example of like the environment of my high school. Straight couples would make out all the time in the locker areas. Like just slobbering on each other's faces 24/7. Under the stairs, cafeteria. I'm like, all right, get a room, but carry on, whatever. You do you. The teachers never did anything about that, and it happened way more frequently than what I'm about to tell you. There was this queer couple, two girls, and they were really cute. They were holding hands, and I think they might have pecked each other like a little on the mouth in the cafeteria area. They were sitting having lunch. You know, they were being all cute and coupley, and they actually got sent to the principal's office by a teacher because they were being inappropriate at school when none of the straight couples ever got called out for being inappropriate in the school.
Oh, this grinded my gears, let me tell you.
I don't even know where to start with this story because they're kind of like separate incidents, but they all sort of happened in this religion class. Let's just go back to me first, you know, being introduced to this teacher, first day of school or like first week of school. He, for some reason, took an interest in me, and I don't know if it was a positive interest or a negative interest. Well, now I know it was a negative interest. He would single me out a lot. He would, you know, talk to me after class. I don't know if that was like a creepy thing though. I started my school's first GSA, Gay Straight Alliance. I called it the Love Club, as you guys may know. I mentioned that in my previous video, embarrassing gay stories from high school or something. I'll link the video down below for you guys to watch it. Everyone knew about me starting this club because it's never happened before, and no one talks about queer shit in this school, okay? Like, it's very off limits for some reason. The public schools in the area had the clubs, had GSAs, but the Catholic schools did not. Or maybe other Catholic schools did, but our school didn't. Willow? Okay, Willow's gonna sit on my lap. I would make announcements in the morning, you know,
come to the Gay Straight Alliance, blah, blah, blah.
And so everyone kind of knew me as like the queer ally. Saying that now because I wasn't out at the time, I was still closeted. Mr. B made it a point in his class to set me straight. Oh God, that was terrible. I'm so sorry. Set me straight of all of the inappropriate and against the Catholic law gay shit I've been saying. I've also been promoting gay marriage in my GSA, which is not allowed because it's against the Catholic religion. This teacher did not like me. I was spreading the wrong message. I was not spreading the word of the Lord. I was spreading the word of the gay. We had altercations on numerous occasions, and one of them involved a priest. I did argue with a priest. So the priest was from like our local church, the church that like our school is associated with. Mr. B is like, all right, you know, a priest is gonna come in for this class and answer some questions you have on religion, I guess. So I'm like, okay, I know where this is gonna go. So I kind of sat in the back of the class because I was like, I'm not gonna enjoy this conversation. And keep in mind, like, I'm not against people who are religious, like you do you. It's just when it comes to like hatred, that's when I draw the line. When your beliefs start to be discriminatory and hateful towards people. I believe in God, the universe, but just in a different way than in like the Catholic perspective, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm not gonna say anything, you know, I don't wanna draw attention to myself. I'm just gonna sit back and whatever. No one really wants to get involved in the conversation as far as I can see. So halfway through the class, Mr. B goes,
Father so-and-so, Keara here.
And like literally points to me.
Keara here has some questions on why gay marriage isn't allowed in the Catholic Church. And she also wants to know why being transgender is a sin.
He just singled me out in front of the whole class, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I really don't want to be schooled by a priest right now. I believe what I believe, you believe what you believe. You don't need to start like preaching to me and like forcing your beliefs on me, right? Priest starts walking over. So I'm like, oh fuck. He crouches down next to my desk so that he's eye level with me. The whole class is turned around like this. And I'm so embarrassed. And I just stay silent because I'm like, I don't want to talk to you right now. And the religion teacher is like, yeah, Keara wants to know why being transgender is a sin. And he goes on and on about how you're like destroying God's work and all this stuff. And then he talks about gay marriage and how like, you know, the covenant of marriage has to be between a man and a woman only. I'm like getting red in the face because every time I get like singled out or embarrassed or like whatever, even if I answer a question in class, like my face gets red. I'm sweating. I'm like fuming because I just like don't, I'm just so mad that he's trying to like preach his views on me. Anyway, I did have a little bit of back and forth with the priest, even though I didn't initially want to talk to him. I just expressed that like this is discrimination and like not morally right, and woo, that got Mr. B mad. That was one story from Mr. B. Another story with Mr. B was we were preparing for our end of the year exam, and Mr. B wanted to do some sort of like trivia game to help us learn the answers that might be on the exam. So he goes, okay, so you're gonna be split into 2 teams, and he goes,
we're gonna split you up into girls and guys.
And I go, Mr. B. I go over, I'm like, Mr. B, like, I don't really think it's fair to split up the class into boys and girls. This might make, you know, non-binary people feel really uncomfortable.
4 years later.
I didn't know who was in my class, and I wanted everyone in my class to feel comfortable. He gets so mad, like I see this like vein pop out in his forehead, and like his like cheeks start to puff out, and he's like,
Do not test me right now, young lady.
So anyway, I'm like, okay, Jesus. So I go on my girl's side, we do the game, the bell rings, class is over. He goes, Keara, can I see you after class, please? I'm like, oh, fuck. And he's like, you are incorrect. He was basically telling me like, you are incorrect. People cannot be non-binary and you shouldn't be spreading around these messages basically in school. And I was like, yeah, but you have to think about other people. Like just because you're a cisgender male, like not everyone is, and not everyone feels comfortable being on the boys' side or being on the girls' side. I just let it go. I'm like, okay. I know he's not gonna change his mind, and neither am I, so I just leave it. What else happened in that class? Oh my God, okay. This is straw number 3 with Mr. B. We were reading the textbook, the religion textbook. I think it was a section of the textbook on just like sins. Like shit you can't do or else you're going to hell. So there was this whole section and it was titled like homosexuality, and underneath It's like, it is a grave sin to act on homosexual impulses towards the same sex. They say that it's okay to be gay, but it's not okay to act upon those feelings. So that's what the Catholic Church believes. They say, we're not gonna discriminate against you if you're gay. You just can't act upon it, which means basically you can't think about the same gender, you can't date the same gender, kiss the same gender, have sex with the same gender. You can't do anything about being gay. So basically, like, they want you to, and we had a conversation in class about this too, and I was sitting there like, oh my God, like, this is so bad, so damaging for young people to hear. This is why I'm talking about this, because it's absolutely fucked up. They should not be teaching this to young people in any school. He goes on to say, like, oh, you know, God doesn't judge if you're gay. Like, you know, we understand that some people are born like that, but you just can't act on it. So it's like, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to perform an act of straightness? Like, are you supposed to perform as if you're straight? Are you supposed to get a wife or a husband that's opposite sex and reject every part of your being, or like, and reject a very significant part of who you are and feel miserable about it and live your life as a lie? Is that what you want us to do, sir? Like, it just blew my mind that like he made it a point to like teach that to the class, because in some religion classes, like, they don't bring that stuff up. You know, they might understand that it could be damaging to young people to hear that, but this teacher was like, no, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about how being gay is a sin, how being trans is a sin, how being anything other than a man and a woman is a sin. And I just found that so unnerving. Like, I wanted to like jump out of my skin and scream at him, but I had to graduate high school and I didn't want to get expelled. I did challenge him on multiple occasions, and that's why I don't think he liked me, because I was like the scapegoat of the class that was like, don't do what Keara's doing. Keara is living a very sinful life. He would be like, and Keara, why is this bad? And make me respond and answer the question to the whole class. I was his target of like what not to do and like what not to be. I'm past it now, but it just still makes me want to fight someone. Not you, Willa. Oh, she's so cute. I think at the end of the year, we kind of just agreed to disagree, and, you know, we didn't leave on terrible terms. Like, you know, I understand he's like that. I do not think he should be teaching this to children and teenagers, but, you know, there's only so much I can do. I created a GSA so that, you know, the queer kids in my school could feel safe, because I knew that elsewhere in the school, it was not a healthy environment for people to just exist as queer. You know, this might be surprising to some of you, and for some of you, this might be like, my high school was the same. And that is so unfortunate. So bad. Yeah. Moral of the story is, this needs to change. Schools should not be teaching this homophobic shit and transphobic shit. And I'm here to talk about it and be loud and speak about it, even though for a long time I didn't want to like bring up, you know, drama. I was also like freshly graduated out of high school, but now I'm 22. I'm like at a point where I don't really care about talking about these things. I'm like far removed from my high school now. Let me know in the comments below how your high school is like. Hopefully it's getting better with like just awareness. I hope you enjoyed my little being gay in high school story time when I was literally the gay devil. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you want to see next from me in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you all so much. You are all valid. I love you. Here's your hug. Take care. I love you all so much. I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.